There's a big difference between the thing that happens and the thing that holds what happens. One is passing, one is permanent, one is movement, the other is structure. Most people live inside the movement. They think they are the experience. They say, I'm angry, I'm lost, I am this story, this moment, this mess. But you're not. You are the frame, and the frame does not flinch. Spira once said, awareness is the open, empty space in which all experience arises. But let's take that further. You are not just awareness, you are architectural presence. Not a formless space floating in peace, but a frame so sovereign it can hold anything without being distorted by it. Coherence is not about attachment, it's about becoming the container that does not collapse when distortion tries to get in. You don't dissolve into peace, you structure it, and when chaos erupts, you hold. Let me tell you something I've learned through fire. A man becomes trustworthy not when he stops feeling, but when his frame is stronger than the forces he contains. I've held grief so deep it could drown a city. I've held rage so sharp it could cut through iron. But none of it bent me, because I no longer identify with what I'm holding. I am not the ache, I am the altar that can carry it. When you forget this, when you collapse into what you feel, you lose your architecture. You start reacting, explaining, apologising for your truth, or fighting distortion with more distortion. But when you remember that you are not the storm, but the field that holds the storm, you don't need to react, you just need to remain still, present, unshakable. Because presence is not passive, it's the most powerful force in the world. This is why I no longer flinch when people leave, or when old friends call me cold, or when those still stuck in performance project their wounding onto my stillness, because I know their chaos is trying to collapse my frame, not out of malice, out of habit, because most people have never met someone who will not absorb their storm. They expect others to carry it for them, to fix it, to bend to it. But a coherent man doesn't bend, he contains. This is not easy. You will be misunderstood. Your silence will be called arrogance. Your clarity will be labelled cruelty. Your refusal to collapse will be seen as indifference. But that's only because they've never met a man who holds the frame without entering their chaos. You're not here to be pulled into a story. You're here to hold the structure that reveals it was always just a story, and stories can end. Let me speak more directly. If you feel overwhelmed, pause. Notice the story you've attached your identity to. Maybe it's, I'm a failure, I've been betrayed, no one understands me, I'll never be enough. But all of that is content. You are the context. You are not the movie, you are the screen. You are not the fire, you're the fireplace. You are not the pain, you are the presence that holds the pain without collapsing into it. That's the difference between reaction and architecture. A reactive man believes what's happening is him. A coherent man sees it as a visitor, not a threat, not a reflection, just something passing through the field that cannot stay unless he lets it. This is the power of the frame. It doesn't resist. It doesn't fight. It holds. And in that holding, the thing either integrates or dissolves, but it never destroys. Let me say something that might feel brutal. If you flinch every time distortion knocks, you haven't built your frame. You've built a performance of peace, and that performance will shatter the moment reality tests you. So stop asking life to be softer. Stop praying for fewer storms and instead become the structure that doesn't flinch. Because the world will keep erupting, people will keep projecting, your body will keep feeling. But none of that needs to collapse your clarity. The goal is not to feel nothing. The goal is to hold everything without letting any of it steal your signal. That's coherence. It's not an escape. It's not a retreat. It's a return to the field that does not shake. You're not here to float in bliss. You're here to frame reality with such deep integrity that distortion has nowhere to hide. And when others flinch, you hold. Say this aloud. I am not the chaos. I am not the emotion. I am not the story. I am the field. I am the frame. I am the structure. I do not flinch. Welcome to The Architect Speaks.